Welcome back. Now, a conversation we've all been waiting for is about to begin. We are joined by Ezechukwu Ogaranya. Now, he's popularly known as King Rich. Earlier on in the show, I told Winfrey, was it Mary? I was telling her, like, Omo, you have King and you have Rich inside your name. Omo, this conversation is going to be interesting. He's a professional actor. He has a passion for storytelling, and he has over a decade of experience working in TV and film productions. Now, when it comes to films like To Serve With All Our Strength, Secondary, Blue Flames, Casino, a TV series, he was all over those projects, and it's great to have you in the studio with us. Welcome.
Thank you.
All right, so King Rich.
Yeah.
Omo, first of all, whenever anybody calls you, they first of all either call you King or Rich. Which one do they call you most?
It's a mixture of both.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
Some people call me King Rich, some call me Richie.
Okay.
Yeah, so it's based on how you know me and to what extent. Yeah, but King Rich is fine.
You need to tell us how you came up with that name, because it's so far from, it's not like there's Richard in your, is Richard in English name?
No, not at all.
All right, so talk to us
Okay,
about
yeah, so the name King Rich is pretty much my names, but in English.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah, so my dad didn't give us an English name. Reasons best known to him. So Ezechukwu, cut it short, Eze for King, and Rich for Ogaranya. So that's how I came about King Rich.
Amazing, amazing. Now, when we have actors on the show, you know, they often tell us the reason why they went into the field. So was it an epiphany? You woke up one day like, I'm gonna act, or someone told you you would be good acting, or maybe there's a family member in the field? Talk to us.
Oh, funny enough, right? the story behind my acting journey is, it's quite unique because from where I come from, there's no background to acting or someone who's been acting or anything like that.
Okay.
It was more of a strong nudge to pursue a talent that I so much believe that I had, right? So acting was, for me, an adventure. And I'm glad I took that leap of faith, right? Because I'm from a very conservative home where acting is kind of looked at differently, right? You're like, okay, why do you want to do it? Like, I remember my dad, he told me, he didn't have a problem with it at all, but he told me, and like, all these storylines, going to the native doctors. I'm like, no, Dad, I'm not going to be doing that.
Okay,
So he had his reservations, but all in all, I got all the support that I needed.
Wow.
And the journey was one that I took out of faith, and it paved well for me.
I'm glad to hear that. So now it says you have like a decade of experience. So you need to tell us about that first job you did, your first audition and how that went.
Okay, yeah. Like I told you, it started from just trying to believe yourself first, right? Because before you get to do anything in life, you have to believe. So believing myself and then trying to launch myself was the start of the whole journey. Okay. That was in Abuja then. Went for the audition. Ishai Obako was the director. Wow. Funny enough, I got a lead role.
Wow, first try.
First try, yeah.
Are you sure it wasn't one auntie or uncle?
No,
somebody
not
in the panel that you knew?
Not at all.
Are you sure?
Not at all.
Wow, okay, what role was it?
Yeah, it was Lakunle. It was a short film, though.
Okay, sure.
Yeah, for Home Video. Yeah, then we talked about public offices and how it's been abused and all. It was really an interesting project.
So that's interesting. The first role you were picked for was more on the political side.
Yeah.
Wow, okay. Because, so the assumption is that when you see a guy that, you know, has the whole full package, good looks, the beard, the skin, and is as photogenic as you are, the first place you put him is, the lover boy corner, you know?
Oh, okay. The thing is, take 10 years out of my age now.
Okay.
You realize I wasn't this.
Okay.
So yeah, those were the beginning stages, right? Well, still fine in his own right.
Okay. So you went this package 10 years ago?
No. I was coming up, just, pretty much. But then again, I was casted for this not secondary. It was NYSC stuff.
Okay.
Right, yeah. So they didn't stereotype me, if that's what you're asking.
Okay, sure.
Yeah, so I went on from that to also feature on a feature film, right?
Okay, okay.
And then I played a son to Money Oboli then, you know.
Oh, really?
Yeah, and then
Okay.
went on to more serious stuff. Like in Casino, the character was, and I played different characters.
Of course.
Yeah, I've never really experienced that whole putting me in a box and what have you.
That's
right?
interesting.
Yeah.
So the industry, of course, has grown, in different directions. You know, a lot of people are doing YouTube movies and streaming things. And, of course, streaming platforms have come to the fore, which means there's a little bit more money in the industry now. But has it been about money for you? Has the money been good?
Yeah, money's
Okay.
been good, but it has really not been about the money per se. Starting out, I had to take a break, right?
Okay.
But then when I first started, I took, I used it as an opportunity to first study the environment, to understand what it was, what worked for me,
Okay.
what didn't work, because not everybody that does film does the kind of film that you probably might just want to be a part of.
Okay, sure.
So those were concerns, right? So having to, and then when you start picking and choosing,
Yeah.
you probably just pick yourself out.
Sure.
They see you in the wrong light, you
But
know.
your father had already said you are not going to do all those native doctor roles, have you?
Yeah, yeah. I think what he was trying to look out for basically was that, that I don't succumb to the pressure of trying to make ends meet
Sure.
and then find myself doing things that I wouldn't be proud of.
Sure,
I
sure.
think that was the whole message, right?
But there is something you are doing that he will definitely be proud of right now. So King Rich is also the name of your architecture company, am I right?
Yes, yes.
Okay.
I'm an architect and I have an architecture company known as King Rich Contractors. So,
Yeah, so that's why now. That's why you're coming down. So right now, architecture, I feel like the industry is being, well, I don't want to use the term threatened, but you know what I mean.
Yeah.
Given close competition with AI now.
yeah,
So why do I need an architect when I can just ask AI to design a fine house for me?
that's a very beautiful question.
Are you afraid for your job?
I'm not at all.
Okay.
Yeah, so the thing is this, with the invent of AI and or what have you, the architect still supersedes the computer, right? Because it's the architect that actually delivers the information that the computer works with, right? So it's beyond just having a computer. It's about the brains behind what the computer should bring. You know, it's garbage in, garbage out. That's how the
Are you
computer
sure?
works.
They say AI learns. It learns. By the time you give it instructions once or twice, it knows you.
No, don't worry. you probably try it out and see.
Okay, well, everyone is still in the denial phase of this AI revolution in many different industries. Even as an actor, they say that AI can replace actors one day.
I can actually argue that because
Really?
it's broader than that. They mimic people now, right?
Yeah.
They could do lip syncing and what have you, but nothing beats the originality and that the human flesh,
Okay.
right? And the art in general gives you that leverage to actually explore and show the world yourself and not just some computer, some bug. And that's why people still gravitate towards the
Actors.
creative world, yeah.
All right. Okay, so now I'm wondering what's next for King Rich on stage or on screen in the nearer future. Any projects coming up?
Yeah, sure. There are projects coming up. So like I told you before, what I did with my acting journey, which is a bit personal, is that I took a break.
Okay.
Took a break to put things together, right? When you're a novice, you probably just think, oh, it's some play, acting is some play, but it's not what it is. Acting is serious business as well.
Sure.
Right? So coming from architecture to acting, and now realize that, oh, this thing requires some seriousness.
Okay.
So I had to go back to the drawing table, did some trainings, evolved basically and grew from the whole process. So my acting journey has been that of, like I told you, no experience whatsoever, no mentors, no godfathers.
Wow.
But then the upbringing I have is that what is worth doing is worth doing well, right? So that break was to kind of fortify myself.
Or reinvent yourself.
Or reinvent myself, as you were.
So I'm wondering if there's any actors or teams or productions that you hope to work with in future. Any ones you're aspiring to?
Yes, definitely. So many of them. But the fact still remains that every project that I want to be a part of, I want something that has quality in it.
Okay.
Right? Everybody, different strokes for different folks, right? Sure. But what really matters to me is the story behind what one does or what one is doing. I don't just want to act.
Okay.
Right? Just like in our construction firm, we say, don't just build. Okay. I believe that there definitely has to be a drive, a clear picture as to where one wants to go and what one wants to achieve. So for my acting, it's very important to me that the roles, the productions, the stories relate, and I can fall back to it and be proud of it.
All right.
Yes.
So it's all about making impact with the roles.
Definitely.
All right, then.
Definitely.
So the truth is, we are definitely going to be looking out for you in, any future roles that you aspire to. Now, a lot of festivals all over the world. There's Cannes Film Festival, there's AFRIF.
Yeah.
There's so many different festivals coming out.
Yeah.
And you mentioned you've already been in a short film.
Yeah.
So any focus on maybe producing movies at a point?
Definitely. Definitely. I think you read my mind.
Okay.
So, so from the experience that I gathered, it's no-brainer that you will be handed stuff that you're not really ready to be a part of.
Okay.
So when there's a problem like that, you just know that you have to maybe create solutions to those problems. And that means in the future, by God's grace, I'll produce a few things and I'll be a part of them as well.
All right, then. Now, that's what we like to hear. When it comes to goals, aspirations, we know we'll be having you back here to talk about your future productions.
Yes, and I'll be pleased to be here.
And Omar, those are your drawings. I need to come and check out. I need to aspire some of the buildings you produce. I'm going to aspire to build mine soon enough.
Amen.
Talking. At this point, we have to head over to the kitchen. Another aspiration is to taste what that chef has been baking all morning, tantalizing our noses all day. Will you join us in the kitchen?